How's it going, guys? My name is Chase Farrow, and I am in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, because today I'm going to be checking off one of my biggest car guy bucket list things, and that is I'm taking this car and I'm going to do the Tail of the Dragon with it. Now, the best part is I'm not doing it alone. I'm actually doing it with a whole bunch of other people on the Street Kings Rally. Now, yesterday I drove the full 13 hours from Texas all the way up here to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. So the car is absolutely brutally filthy. It did get a couple of little injuries along the way, but they're easily fixed. So I'm gonna wash the car off, and then I'm going to run to the hardware store, get some new screws, and we're gonna get this thing ready for the Dragon.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, so I got the car washed, side splitter fixed. It is secure for the drive, partially and thanks to this crazy tool Benny had. I've never seen one of these, I don't know how. Of course, I'm holding the camera so I can't hold it still. But basically, it's a 90-degree attachment for a driver. And when you hold it, and dude, it fit under there so good. I probably didn't even need to jack the car up. But anyways, we should be good to go now for the tail. I'm gonna lower the car down and get it going. Oh my God, that was terrifying. What was All right, so we just left out. We got a group of us here, so I'm just following Coy in his purple R8. So we're gonna get some gas and get to going. After fueling up, we continued the drive to the tail, making our way down the beautiful country roads that run along the border of Tennessee and North Carolina. As we got further away from the city and its traffic, the stress of the preparation, the filming, and the drive up here gradually began to fade away. The car was working, the scenery was stunning, and for the first time in weeks, I was finally able to relax and just enjoy the sounds of my Z06 and Coy's R8.
As we got closer and closer to the Dragon, our natural car guy proclivities took over and we began to pick up speed. Now up to this point, everything I had been doing was in preparation for this moment, and as we flew past one of the many incredible vista points along the mountain, the realization of what I was doing finally hit me. I was chasing an Audi R8 through the Smoky Mountains in a car that I had a poster of when I was a child. An example that I built myself, taking it from its bone stock state to what it is now. Now, I never set out to build the perfect car for the winding roads of the Smoky Mountains, but in this moment, I couldn't think of anything else I would want to be doing it in. And the best part about it was that we were moments away from doing something that every car guy dreams of doing. We were about to slay the mighty Dragon.
So we just got to the Dragon's Den restaurant at the beginning of the Tail of the Dragon. However, the way that our navigation took us actually brought us down the Dragon the opposite direction, which kind of sucks because I was really wanting to film my first time going down the Dragon.
Same.
But we are going back, and we're going back the proper direction, and I'm going to film the absolute ever-living hell out of that. That was just one of the absolute most incredible experiences I've ever had, like, especially as a car guy. And in fact, before, so you were with the main pack, right? Mm-hmm. So me, Coy, Dylan, and the RS6, we had gotten kind of separated. There was some miscommunication in the group chat, and so we got gas at a different station, and we came in just the four of us. So while we were coming in along the lake, I'm in my Z06 chasing Coy in his purple R8. I've got the RS6 behind me. I've got, Dylan in his red C5 behind him. And coming the opposite direction was a red C5 or C6 Z06, a GTR R35, an E92 M3, and something else. I can't remember what it was. But there was this moment, like in my head, there's just like, I'm living Forza Horizon right now.
Exactly.
In fact, Forza Horizon 4, there's a place along the side of, like a road very similar along the side of the lake. Mm-hmm. And if you're playing on like offline mode, the drivatars will like cluster together. So a lot of times you'll see like a group of like, 3 or 4 going one way and a group of 3 or 4. And it was just, I sounded probably like an absolute child.
So I didn't even recognize that we were on the Dragon at first, because I saw the sign for 129. I'm like, okay, so we must go up this road just a little bit, and then the Dragon, then there's the restaurant, and then the Dragon starts. It's like, okay, cool. And we're starting up, and I'm like, man, this is really, if this is this windy, what's the Dragon
going to be like?
And then I saw the first photographer. I'm like, oh, we're on the Dragon.
We're just going the opposite direction.
Like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, crap, I don't have any of my cameras up.
I had one of my GoPros on the windshield, but it kept, for some reason, shutting off. I'm going to swap out batteries. I'm going to test it. If that GoPro is causing me problems, I will put this ZV-1 on my windshield. I do not care. I am getting going down the Dragon, because that was just, that was unreal. The level of grip, the banked corners, that's a feeling that I've only ever been able to experience on a racetrack.
Exactly.
And being able to do it and take in this kind of scenery, and with these cars, with the cars that we're doing this with, it's just absolutely incredible. So we're gonna eat lunch real quick, and then we're gonna go back up the Dragon, and we're gonna get some really cool footage.
It's gonna be awesome.
Hell yeah. All right, so we are getting ready now to do our second run on the Dragon, and I'm really excited. I got the cameras all set up, so I'm looking forward to this. I think the results are going to be really cool. So I'm stoked. I can't wait to show you guys. This is so unbelievably exciting. I've been wanting to drive this road ever since I was a kid. I've seen so many pictures of this road, so many pictures of these trees, all the corners, and as a kid growing up, I grew up watching racing. I grew up watching Formula One, watching Le Mans, GT3, basically any circuit racing I wanted to see. And So as a result, kind of stereotypically, my favorite track was always the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife. And I always imagined that this road is about as close to an equivalent that America has of something like the Nordschleife. And man, it did not disappoint. Now, obviously, the sections are not high speed. It doesn't have the variance. It's very twisty. It's very windy. But the amount of speed you can but should not carry through some of these corners as you're going, because of the banking, it's something you'll never experience on any other road, not public road. This is, I mean, it's unparalleled. And on top of that, to be doing it with a group of cars like this, Tyler with a 720 horsepower ProCharge Camaro in front of me, I've got an R8 behind me, I've got another C5 Corvette, I've got a Gen 1 Honda NSX in my mirror. I mean, this is about as close to heaven on earth for a car guy as I imagine you could possibly ever hope to achieve. If you come up here, one thing you have to be conscious of, though, is motorcycles. They really like to come through here fast. Cars do too, but I think cars, I could be wrong, cars tend to be a little bit less confident, a little bit more careful, a little bit less willing to take certain risks. Motorcycles, they don't seem to really be too bothered by any of it. And the thing is about motorcycles is it doesn't matter if it's your fault or not. Nothing will traumatize you like getting into an accident with a motorcycle and having the rider die. So definitely be aware of that. Now, one of the things that is also worth mentioning is there is a media company up here called Killboy. They take pictures of everyone's cars on the Dragon. And if you come around one of these corners and they snap a picture of you and you're crossing the double yellow line, you will be shamed. You will be publicly ridiculed. So don't do it. Not just because you don't want to be publicly ridiculed, but because it's really easy to overestimate what you're capable of in a car. If there's anything I could ever recommend you do with a car, it's this. It's not going to be a cheap trip, but there's a lot of auto rallies that come up here, and you could get in with one of them for a reasonable, very reasonable amount of money. You don't have to spend $10, $15, $20,000 to do the Gold Rush Rally to experience something like this. You can spend $1,000 or $1,500 and do it with a group like what we're doing with the Street Kings Rally. So it's doable, it's achievable, and it's so unbelievably rewarding. But anyways, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut up. I'm going to just drive, and I'm just going to enjoy this. And I'm going to let you guys watch the footage.
After finishing our second run down the tail and pulling off to take some pictures, Tyler and I broke off to do a bit of filming and exploring while Coy and Dylan headed back to the cabin. Before long, though, our filming was disrupted by a rather sudden change in the weather. Earlier that day, the power steering on the Camaro started having some issues, leading to some very inconsistent feedback in the wheel. On top of that, the cameras that Tyler and I were filming with were not waterproof, so we decided to remove them from the cars and head back as well. Fortunately for Coy and Dylan, they made it back just in time to beat the rain. Tyler and I, on the other hand, did not. Between the issues Tyler was having with his power steering and our tires not being terribly suited for rain, the drive back to the cabin, which would normally take about an hour and a half, ended up being much, much longer.
All right, so we are now back at the cabin, and we ran into some weather. We were trying to film the roller shots of his car, and it started pouring. It took us a little while.
I mean, in fairness, I was babying it because the power steering.
Yeah, right. But all in all, first Tail of the Dragon experience. My first Tail of the Dragon experience. What do you guys think?
Bueno.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome.
Bring on the Rattler tomorrow.
Yeah, right? It was freaking awesome.
Dude,
the only problem that I'm having is that once I realized that it was my power steering, sounds like my power steering.
Yeah.
I was like, I had to baby it on the way back down.
So yeah, we're having a problem. Apparently, Tyler's car is not happy at the moment. I don't know exactly what the issue is. You said definitely it's something to do with the power steering.
It's something, because, well, I mean, or it could be something rubbing or scraping or something like that. So we're going up the tail, and as I'm going around the really tight corners, I can feel this like shudder, like kind of grindy kind of shudder in the steering. I'm like, oh man, I was thinking I was, rolling the sidewall over or something like that, and the power steering was just kind of struggling with how tight the turn was. On the way down, I had cameras running, so I wasn't playing any music, and so I could hear what sounded like a power steering pump starving for fluid. Get back here, no reservoir. Oh yeah, it's a 2015. It's an electric power steering pump. So we have no idea what's making the noise or why it's doing that.
Other than that, most of the cars are still pretty much intact, except for that Dodge and one of the Challengers.
That's getting a... Wait, what's wrong with the Challengers?
Someone lost a front splitter.
That was me.
Christine.
No, Challenger did too.
Yeah,
Really?
Christine. She lost hers.
Wow.
Oh no, it wasn't. So there's two Challengers that have lost front splitters.
Who's the other one that lost?
There's a dark one that lost one.
Like a dark red?
Dark bluish, has silver stripes.
Oh! That's Cody, yeah.
Oh, that one's right there.
And then Christine's, which is in the B5. Hers is held up with zip ties because she hit something on the way for that.
They're down there. Benny, the Dodge Whisperer. But that's actually one of the things that I love so much about these rallies is the fact that we have a whole bunch of car people. If someone's car breaks, there's like 30 people that know how to
Someone
fix
will
it.
help you out.
Yeah, someone's
We'll get you
gonna
back.
help you out.
I wish Esteban was here because he'd probably know exactly what was wrong with my car.
Probably.
Maybe I
But
should call him tomorrow.
the takeaway here is a lot of people look at it as being something that's a little bit out of reach because I mean it is a serious trip to take. It's a really massive trek. It was tough, but it was so unbelievably worth it. On top of that, it seems like something that really only
What? Nothing.
a lot of people will look at that though and say, well, it's just something that only people who have a lot of money can do. And realistically, you don't have to have Gold Rush Rally money. You don't have to have that kind of thing. There's groups.
For real though, if you have never done a rally, go do one. It is the... She's stupid.
All right,
Go
serious take.
join one though, for real. It's the best group of people you'll ever meet. It's a total blast. You get to go do all the scenery. You get to go have nightlife. You stay in a crazy house. We're in a house right now that's like 22,000 square feet.
Yeah.
We're about to go into the movie theater, have Gran Turismo, and have a leadership board for lapse times. Go join one. It's a blast. If you're local in DFW, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, check us out. Street Kings Rally. Come hang out with Chase. Come hang out with Tyler. Come hang out with me. We're currently at 400, just shy of 460 members. It gets bigger and better every time. I promise you. We're already putting plans in for the next one. Go check one out. If you're local around us, come hang out with us. It's a blast. I can't recommend it enough. We all keep breaking stuff, and we keep coming back for more.
So the moral of the story is, find a group, get involved, and you're going to have the absolute best time of your life, and you're going to make some of the best friends you'll ever have. So on that note, there's going to be more videos coming, lots more content, lots more pictures if you follow me on Instagram. Be sure to give Tyler a follow as well. I'll put everyone's links down below. And on that, we'll leave it. So until next time, drive safe, throw your car batteries in the ocean, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Peace.